good Saturday morning. It's the 2016 Southland Conference Baseball Tournament. After what can only be described as a crazy long day at the ballpark, we're back for more. Cowboys and Lions fighting for a spot in the championship game. Here is the Louisiana bracket. The Cowboys advance with a win in the longest game in Southland Conference Tournament history, 13 innings over New Orleans. Southeastern Louisiana is 2-0. On the Texas-Arkansas side of the bracket, it is now solely Texas teams alive. Sam Houston State and Stephen F. Austin will play in the other semifinal today. Chris Mycoskie, Greg Swindell in the booth here at Constellation Field. And when a championship spot is on the line, we bring in the big guns. 17-year Major League vet in various organizations, including the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, Greg, for these two teams, a different story. Southeastern wants to end this early, go back to the house and relax for tomorrow's championship. McNeese wants it to be a very long day here at Constellation Field.
It was a very long day yesterday for both of these teams in a different way. Southeast Louisiana, exactly. They want to end it right now and get themselves into the championship game. McNeese, they want to stay here and play some baseball today and give themselves a chance to win this first game. You got to win the first one before you can play the second one. And if they win two today, they can get the championship.
Lions 2-0, unbeaten. As see that one more win. Cowboys need to win today. If that happens, they play again at 4 o'clock to punch their ticket into the championship round. Let's set the defensive lineup for Southeastern Louisiana. Dominic Carlini gets the start on the bump. Sam Robertson is his backstop. Around the infield from left to right, Derek Mount, Brennan Bro, Carson Kreitz, and Jamison Fisher. That right side of the Southeastern Louisiana infield, both all Southland first-team selections. In the outfield, left to right, Ryan Byers, Jacob Seward, and Webb Bobo. The starting lineup for McNeese, Ricky Ramirez will lead things off. Louis Gilbo batting second, Connor Crane batting third. Two-sport star Austin Nelson is the DH and hitting cleanup. Joe Provenzano batting fifth, Matt Gaille, Shane Selman, Will Fox, and Cameron Toole round things out for the Cowboys. Here's Dominic Carlini on the season. He's making his 15th appearance. Only this, well, actually 15th start on the year. That moves maybe his tournament stats here, Zeke. But Dominic looking to do some big things. Southpaw for the Lions.
Yeah, looking at the numbers for Dominic, they're outstanding. The 6 wins on the season, and he's their third pitcher, their Sunday pitcher, and he has just over a 2 ERA, 84 2/3 innings. A good left-hander. He's going to run it up there, upper 80s, lower 90s. Good breaking pitch as well to go with it. It's going to be a good game. We got a couple left-handers going at it this morning.
Will be fun, and exactly why we called you in with the two lefties going. We talked earlier with the coaches, and as per usual, they begged you to see if you had any eligibility left. But as you mentioned, can't quite bring it the 60 feet 6 inches these days.
I would give it an effort. I don't know how much would come out of it, but I would try. So I can throw from 30 feet with an L screen in front of me. I can throw some BP all day.
There you go. Ricky Ramirez will lead things off for Justin Hill's Cowboys against Matt Reiser's Southeastern Lions. Old friends, former co-workers at SLU. Both were assistants under J.R. Teagues, who has now been elevated to athletic director in Hammond. First pitch swinging for Ricky Ramirez. Lifts it into left. Ryan Byers gets to it in front of the track.
The ball got up in what breeze there is, blowing out to left. And what started out as just a little pop-up ended up on the warning track.
Wind blowing out to left field right now. Giving the ball a little bit more distance on a bright, sunshine-filled, beautiful day here in Sugar Land, the polar opposite of what we had yesterday. Louis Gilbo. Feast for the eyes, by the way, this morning, Zeke, as we take a look at the flags, U.S., Texas, and City of Sugar Land from left to right, and check out the powder blues for McNeese State. Those are gorgeous.
Talking to Coach Hill, says he might just order the blue pants for next year.
Go all blue. Why not?
I like it.
Southeastern in the all golds for a third straight game. Up to the start of this tournament, they hadn't worn those all golds for 2 years. Said the mojo had left them a bit.
Well, yeah. They put them in the box and left them there for a couple years. And then decided to pack them for this trip. They got here and threw them out and said the players loved it. Well, they won 2 in a row in them.
Trying to get that mojo back in the uniform and get it back into this team after closing the regular season with a sweep at the hands of Central Arkansas. They went into a late season slide, ended up not being able to claim the regular season championship.
Yeah, Sam Houston got on the run. They got on a roll as well.
Gilbo, 1-2 pitch up high. Previously, Southeastern wore these all golds on special occasions when they were either going for a weekend series sweep or playing for a championship. Dom Carlini gets Gilbo swinging. Good start for the lefty.
We've seen a good slider from Carlini, and that right there was just a fastball. Gilbo chased it up in the zone.
And there are your season stats for Dominic Carlini. Again, making his 15th start, 6-2 record, 2.13 ERA. Opponents are batting .224 against Carlini, the typical Sunday starter for Southeastern. Connor Crane. Sunglasses on here on a bright morning. Southwest of Houston, Texas. 1-0 pitch. The Diamondbacks did do some crazy uniforms over the years, I think. Now, their uniforms might be the most unique in pro baseball, those really dark charcoal unis. Over towards the dugout. I thought it was going to carry away, but the wind keeps it in the field of play. Jamison Fisher ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for McNeese here in the top of the first. We'll stay here to set the defensive order for McNeese before the bottom of the first begins. Brian King on the bump. Cameron Toole, his very capable backstop. Matt Gaye, Will Fox, Joe Provenzano, and Connor Crane in the infield. Shane Selman, Ricky Ramirez, and a young man who has several web gems over the course of the tournament already, Louis Gilbo in right field. Navigating that tough corner in right that also includes the tarp out there at Constellation Field.
He's a very good athlete. Went to Austin Westlake High School, and I lived right across 360 there in Austin, and during football games, that's all you heard was Louis Gilbo left, Louis Gilbo right. He was a very good football player, but doing very well in baseball.
Let's check out the batting order for Matt Reiser's Southeastern Louisiana Lions. Jacob Seward in center field leading things off. Ryan Byers in left. Jamison Fisher, the top player in the Southland Conference this year. First base batting third. Carson Kreitz in cleanup. Webb Bobo already with a home run in this tournament. In right, Daniel Midyet, the designated hitter. Sam Robertson, the catcher. Derek Mount at third. And Brendan Bro at short. Here's a look at Brian King. Again, a lefty-lefty matchup today between the two starting pitchers. And King, obviously a great arm at the disposal of Justin Hill.
Making his 15th appearance, 14th start of the year for Brian King. Numbers are good. About a hit an inning. Opponents hit 275 off him on the season. Coach Hill wanted to get a good start of him today. If they're going to win 2 games today, you got to have good starting pitching, and it starts with this first game.
And trusting a freshman on the mound in a game that could end your season with a loss. It's a win or go home situation for McNeese. For Southeastern, they can afford to lose this one. Jacob Seward, the New Orleans native, getting things started for Southeastern Louisiana. And Justin, during pregame, said in certain situations, I would like to give the ball to a senior, this being his last chance at a conference championship, but this was his best option to start here in this one for the Cowboys. Seward takes the 1-1. Now 2-1. Our home plate umpire, by the way, Jet Minton. John Schiller down the first base line. Doug McClure up the middle. Ken Langford down the third base side. That one's in fair. Jacob Seward will have extra bases. Into the corner. Gilbo having trouble getting his feet. And Seward will go into third base standing up. Gilbo lost his footing in right field, Zeke. That's a tough corner to navigate.
This ball is right down the first baseline, right over the bag. Gets down in the corner, and right now just probably the rain conditions yesterday causing a slick warning track down there. Gilbo goes down, loses, I think he lost his hat and his glove and everything down there. Gets
what
to
we
the
call
ball.
A yard sale. So Seward at third with nobody out. Lead-off triple for the Lions. And Ryan Byers trying to follow that up. Pops it to Gilbo. It's in. Seward scores. Byers has extra bases. The Southeastern Louisiana Lions off to a solid start, to say the least, here on Saturday morning.
Back-to-back extra base hits for the Lions. Jumping right on the first pitch. Down in the zone. Takes it to right field. Louis Gilbo getting his running in out there early. Back-to-back extra base hits and a 1-0 lead.
What does Jamison Fisher have for us?
Yeah, and you haven't even faced Jamison Fisher. Batting .443 on the season.
The Southland Conference Player of the Year. On the watch list for several National Player of the Year awards.
Looking at his numbers, they're pretty awesome. He's got a 1286 OPS. That's just unheard of.
And still, heading into this one, the leading hitter in the country, 443 batting average. Next best is Ryan Scott of Arkansas Little Rock, hitting at a 435 clip. Have to keep updating those numbers after each day of conference tournaments. You never know who's going to get hot and potentially pass up Fisher by a digit or two. But Fisher looks like he'll close out the year as the top hitter in college baseball. 0-2 pitch coming to Fisher. Up high. Ryan Scott, 435, second best for the Little Rock Trojans. Jake Mangum hitting 422 for Mississippi State. Cornelius Copeland, 420 for Jackson State. And Brady Haslam, 410 for Air Force. That's your top five. Lifted. Fox will try to get to it. He does. Fisher pops out. Foul.
Not an easy play. Right there for Kaye. Lazy pop fly down in the, you call it a corner down there where the stands jut out. Nice play.
So Brian King with what for most pitchers is their most difficult task, getting Jamison Fisher out. He gets that done, and now Carson Kreitz. Not too shabby himself, hitting 307. Ryan Byers leading off second. Joe Provenzano close to the bag. A lot of room on the right side if Kreitz can push it through opposite field. Right back to the pitcher, though. King only plays to first.
He didn't come up with it. I think if he comes up with that, he can get the runner. Byers going to third base, but went down to get it, came up, and the ball was still on the ground. Fortunately for him, it stopped right below him. He was able to throw the runner out.
So Byers advances to third. Webb Bobo now. First pitch swinging. Rewind to earlier in the tournament when Bobo unleashed his 7th home run on the season coming against these same Cowboys.
Yeah, you see that pitch low and in. That's the power zone for the lefties.
Part of a 10-0 win for Southeastern Louisiana 2 days ago. The Lions, thanks to the weather, getting yesterday off. 1-1. Swings and misses. They hung around the ballpark for a long time. Went out to get dinner when it looked like it was going to be a really long wait. And ultimately, we're told you're not going to play until 9 a.m. And then hotel chaos ensued.
Right.
We'll talk about that after this pitch. 1-2, fouled off. But their hotel, it's Memorial Day weekend, and their rooms were booked. They had nowhere to go after tonight. The tournament was supposed to wrap up this evening. So they called around to about 15 hotels, ended up at the team hotel for Central Arkansas, taking the rooms that they evacuated this morning after being eliminated by the Lumberjacks. Webb Bobo goes down looking. Jacob Seward triples and then scores on a Ryan Byers double. Lions go up 1-0 in the first inning. It's the Southland Conference Baseball Tournament, the 30th edition of this event. We're at Sugar Land, Texas, Constellation Field, home of the Atlantic League's Sugar Land Skeeters, an unaffiliated ball club. They're on the road at Somerset this weekend, allowing the Southland Conference to take up residence. And we're thankful they don't come back to play another home game until Tuesday, as this tournament has been pushed back a day now. The championship was supposed to be tonight, as Austin Nelson is first pitch swinging. Now the championship set for noon on Sunday.
We'll be here.
We will. Austin Nelson, two sports star for McNeese, plays tight end for the football team.
Looks like a tight end.
That's what I was just about to say.
6'2", 245.
Right back through the middle. Kreitz will have a tough throw, able to make it. A wide receiver or a cornerback may have been able to beat that one out.
He just went across the middle right there. A good play at second by Kreitz, though. He just came in, knows the speed of the runner right there, and didn't rush the throw. Threw it on the run, but it was a relaxed throw.
Here's Joe Provenzano. First pitch to him. In left center, Seward and Byers giving chase. Seward pulls up, and Byers makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Cowboys.
I'll tell you what, you make some quality first pitches against both these squads, you could get out of here with a pretty low pitch count. These teams are swinging it early this morning.
Now Matt Gaye, a hometown product, staying in Lake Charles to play college ball. You don't have to go far if you're either one of these institutions to find quality ball players. A lot of them in South Louisiana. Great high school ball in that region. There always has been. Gaye waiting on the 0-1. As the name would suggest, Hammond, located in the southeastern part of the state. Lake Charles, southwestern part, only about 45 minutes from the Texas border, if that.
If that.
Close. 1-1 pitch tipped into the glove of Robertson. 1-2. Cowboys arch rivals with their friends right across the Texas border, Lamar Cardinals. located in the southeast part of the state, only about an hour down the road on I-10.
Got him.
Matt Gaye rung up. Kind of a late call by Jet Minton, but sends him back to the bench nonetheless. 3 up, 3 down, and 6 up, 6 down for McNeese in the first 2 innings. Lions lead 1-0. Cowboys, Lions. Bottom of the second inning about to begin with SLU leading 1-0. Chris Mycoskie and Greg Swindell in the booth at Constellation Field. In our next ball game, Sam Houston State and Stephen F. Austin. Greg will give way for Sydney Gearbracht. Excited to have her back in the booth after she called a game a couple of days ago for us here on the tournament when McNeese and New Orleans, I believe, did battle. It was so many days ago, I can't quite remember. Now, that was New Orleans and Northwestern State when Sydney was in the booth. A 6-5 victory for the Privateers. Bright and early Thursday morning. Zeke will be back with us for the championship tomorrow at noon.
Checking out this Southeastern stats. 103 stolen bases on the season. I covered college baseball for Texas and Big 12. I don't see numbers like that. Those are amazing.
Now, everybody in the top 4 of the order in double digits for stolen bases as Midyet takes a free pass. You've got Seward, Byers, Fisher, and Kreitz in double digits for steals. And then you dip down to the 9 hole, and Brennan Bro has the most of any of them, 19.
You got to get a Roberson one this weekend. 0 for 4.
Good luck with that.
He's doing a good job behind the plate. Don't expect him to get any bags.
He can do a lot of things well. Swiping bases is not one of them. Sam Robertson, his uncle, is the play-by-play voice of the Sam Houston Bearcats on their radio network. So kind of worked out well for Uncle Cooter that he can work his games for Sam Houston and then on the opposite side of the bracket watch his nephew play. But they could potentially match up tomorrow in a family affair for the championship. Cooter Robertson, longtime voice of the Bearcats.
That would be good. Southeastern and Sam 1-2 in this tournament. Was able to see Sam Houston play this year. They came through Austin, Lamar, Corpus, A&M Corpus Christi came through.
The Longhorns having some trouble with Southland Conference teams this year.
Did. And amazingly, they beat Sam pretty good. Mm-hmm. And then Sam went on a roll after that. Lamar shut him out.
And Texas A&M Corpus Christi picking up the victory.
Yes.
And the Islanders, a team that didn't finish in the top 8 in this league, didn't make it to Sugar Land. 2-0 to Robertson. A couple of years ago when Sam Houston and Southeastern were playing in this tournament, we had our system set up where we could tap into the Bearcat Radio Network feed. So we listened in to hear what Cooter would say when Sam was up at the plate. Called it straight, just like any other opponent.
Yep.
I thought maybe he'd have a little extra enthusiasm for Sam being at the plate.
Professional.
But exactly. And if for all he cared, it was anybody else wearing green and gold.
But I'm sure inside, he wanted Sam to do well.
He wanted the Bearcats to win, but Sam to have a 4-for-4 day with 4 home runs.
There you go.
We'll see the Bearcats next, set for a noon start against Stephen F. Austin.
There's only one guarantee in tournaments like this is that first game is going to start on time.
Right. Wednesday and Thursday ran like clockwork. Barely ran behind schedule on both of those days. Really fortunate. And then our luck ran out yesterday. Robertson takes that one now, a full count. He thought he had a free base. We take another look at that pitch.
Just on the corner.
That 9 a.m. start isn't a guarantee, by the way. We were expecting some early morning showers, perhaps, and that wouldn't even happen. But at least this week, every 9 a.m. game has begun on time. 2 straight walks issued by Brian King. Already down 1-0. And that will lead to a visit on the pitcher's mound. That's Corey Barton. McNeese assistant coach goes out to pay a visit to Brian King.
Brian King did a great job in that first inning. Gave up a triple to the first hitter, Seward. Gave up a double on the first pitch to the second hitter, Byers. He's down 1-0, runner on second, and got out of the inning. So good job of working out in the first inning, just not having that concentration right now. Not missing by much on his pitches, but has 2 walks.
I'm sure it didn't happen often, but when you would walk 2 consecutive hitters to start an inning, what were the words of encouragement from your pitching coach?
Well, it's really just to get your mind off of those 2 walks. Just get your mindset back on the zone and work with your catcher. There's not much else going on. You can just it is just to take your mind off of what just happened. Expect to field your position now.
Derek Mount laying down the bunt. Gallier over to first to get Mount. He's able to advance the runners. Gallier doing a good job charging and making that throw and beat Mount by a step.
That situation, it's tough on the third baseman. He has to read that bunt. How hard it's hit down the line, where it's hit down the line, and it was an outstanding bunt. Gallier did a good job of recognizing and getting out.
Brennan Breaux, bottom of the order for Southeastern Louisiana. First pitch to him. Through the left side of the infield, that'll score mid yet. Robertson will be stopped at third. Lions go up 2-0.
Takes that breaking ball, just nice easy swing. Just takes it to left field. First pitch again.
And back to the top for Jacob Seward, who had a triple to start the bottom of the first for Southeastern Louisiana. Came around to score the game's first run. Shows bunt and pulls back. We're always encouraging fan interaction on social media using the hashtag Southland Strong and our handle Southland Sports. One of our first messages of the morning from Scott Malone, head coach of Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Scotty.
Good to have you watching this morning, Coach. Asking us to be nice today. And obviously you saw the Islanders beat the Longhorns. You have plenty of good things to say about that team.
Yeah, Scott Malone knows both of us very well. He knows we never talk bad. Especially about him. He's a great man, great coach. Man, you can talk to, ask one question, and that's all you need to ask. He's going to tell you everything. And he's honest. Honest about his team, honest about what's happening.
He has big things coming down the line for that Islander program, too. About to build a new stadium in the next couple of years in Corpus Christi. Over on the Momentum campus next to their brand new track and soccer stadium.
It's beautiful down there.
Seward lays down the bunt. King will come home with it. Robertson nailed at the plate. We mentioned the lack of speed for Robertson. 0 for 4 in stolen base attempts. Right there, a quicker runner may have got there in time.
And I don't think it wasn't a suicide squeeze, so expecting a better bunt than that was Robertson. And good play by Brian King on the mound to get the ball to Cameron Toole and apply the tag.
Second out of the inning. Bro to second, Seward at first on the fielder's choice. Here's Ryan Byers. He had an RBI double in the first. Jamison Fisher waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity. In the dirt.
It's surprising right there that Southeastern would go to the bunt. Seward with the triple his first time up. They've been hitting King fairly well so far. And the good speed of Seward, not really a double play guy at the plate.
It's a little surprising that the Lions would be conservative in that situation.
Yeah.
Put up big numbers here early. Byers swings and misses. Big hack from Byers.
Trying to hit it to the carousel. Can't hit it if you're not looking at it. His head was way out there on that one.
The freshman Brian King looking in for his sign. Comes to the plate.
King has faced the Lions this year. Made a start, 3 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned in that start.
Three and 1 now. Pop foul. You hear the cowbells from the McNeese Cowboys fans. After a long day waiting around, hoping their team would play again last night. Back bright and early this morning.
McNeese with some action in their bullpen.
Full count with 2 out. Runners going to the left side of the infield. Tough play for Fox. He'll go home with it.
Great play.
Brendan Bro in the pickle. Bro trying to escape. And finally retired. Smart heads-up baseball from Will Fox to go home with that ball. And McNeese holds Southeastern to 1 run here in the second. 2-0 Lions on ESPN3.